What's up, y'all? This is Aloe Blacc, and you're watching SplashMag.com.
Here's a rough jam for your phonograph needle. Final check.
Okay, so we start with this one.
Yes, sir. Well, you can't really see his face, but that right there is Wild Child, Madlib, and DJ Rome's. DJ Rome's helped mix a bunch of music that I did with Ono, because when I first came to Europe, I was on a Lootpack tour, but Madlib didn't show up, so there was an extra seat in the tour bus and an extra bed in the hotel, and I took his spot, and I was the opening act for the Lootpack, and then came home and started recording with Ono, and DJ Rome's mixed it, and then years later I became a soul singer, and Wild Child had a little boy, and I did a music video, and his son is dancing in the music video with me. This
is Baby Bugaloo, I guess. Huh? Yeah, I've heard of him. So he's rapping too, the little kid.
He's not rapping yet. B-boy.
Oh, okay. So yeah, and this tour was like your first time over here in Germany?
Yeah, first time, 2002.
Okay. Okay, let's move on to the next record.
This is the Waiting Room album I did with DJ Exile. We dropped it in 2005, and right when we dropped the album, I started my relationship with Stones Throw Records as a solo artist. So we had recorded all this music from like 2001 to 2003. We mixed it in 2004. We released it in 2005, and so right when this came out, we went solo, and Exile started working with Blue, and I went to go and do my first single with Stones Throw. But the music is very nice. Sometimes I go back and listen to some of the songs, and it was nice experimentation. We mixed it ourselves. And
you're working on new material with Exile?
Yeah, I'm working on new material with Exile, a new Emanon album, hopefully this year, hopefully next year or something.
So this is gonna be on Stones Throw too? Or?
We don't know yet. We'll see. We'll figure it out.
Okay. Okay, so yeah. The next one, okay, sorry.
Yeah, this one is my first single for Stones Throw. I met with Peanut Butter Wolf in 2004. He heard music that I recorded with Ono and was interested in signing me for a single as a singer. And I thought it was a good idea because I wanted to experiment with music and do something different. So I put together 2 songs, The Want Me and Arrive, based on, kind of what I felt was my relationship with neo soul and future soul and hip hop, and came up with these 2 joints, and it was my first single on Stones Throw.
Okay, so then move on with the next one.
This was a great opportunity for me to work with legends in hip hop. I never imagined that I'd ever get a chance to really work with Dilla. I wanted to, but I didn't know how to approach the situation, and I didn't necessarily have a personal relationship with him. I just knew him through Stones Throw. And so Jeff Jank, the art director at Stones Throw, is also the art director and one of the guys who works for this label that released AG's album, and asked me to do a couple of
on Look
hooks.
Records.
Yeah. Look Records, exactly. A couple of hooks for the AG album, one on a Madlib track and one on a Dilla track. And so I was able to do the hip hop quotable hook with AG.
Yeah, it's a nice concept too from the song with all the quotes that he's dropping, and
yeah, it's really smart.
So, and you were a fan back in the days, or even nowadays, of Show and AG?
I have Show and AG records, some vinyl from back in the day myself, so I definitely was a fan already.
Next one.
Yeah, this what is this? A reboot? What is this?
This is unofficial.
Yeah, I was about to say, this reminds me of the first time I came, the real first time I came to Germany my friend Matt found a Slum Village bootleg, and then he took it back to California. We saw Slum Village, and we had him sign an autograph on it. They're like, "Don't ever buy this bootleg again. This is not the right shit. Who did this?" Anyway,
I think we couldn't speak on this in front of the camera, but
all right. Anyway, people need the music. Back, I don't remember what year it was, but I met through some mutual hip hop friends. I met this kid named Blue. We were walking through Long Beach, and the whole day we were just reciting lyrics from different albums. And he was young to me, so I recognized he knew a lot about hip hop, being as young as he was. And immediately I told Exile, "You have to meet this kid. He's got a show coming up." So I took Exile to go see his show. And then from there, it was kind of like, that's right when we released The Waiting Room, and I started to work with Stone's Throw, and then Exile and Blue started to work together really closely. So it was a great combination, I think, for the two of them, because, you know, Exile was progressing in his beats. I wanted to sing and do some different experimental stuff, and Blue needed a dedicated producer to make beats for him, and it was the greatest combination I could imagine in the past 10 years.
And you even brought him over here on a tour, I guess, with MED, and it was you performing, and Blue was the opening act.
I think 2005
or so.
5 or so, yeah. I brought Blue to perform with us when I came with Exile, and he was performing some of the songs, the early songs they were recording for the album, and MED was also on the tour. Yeah.
Okay, and I guess they are also producing new stuff. I think they have something in the making for a new collabo project.
Probably. I mean, there's so much material. There's a lot of material. There's always music. I mean, we could probably release 3 albums right now if we wanted to, but yeah. Yes, sir. So when I was with Exile coming up, we were big fans of everything that was happening in LA, especially Dilated Peoples, and you know, sharing shows with them, interviews, radio sessions, and it's very, you know, ironic. Actually, the last time I was at Splash Festival, you know, the Dilated Peoples were here.
2007, I guess.
Yeah, so I ran into them backstage, and we've been in touch, of course, since we were very young. But it's nice that now, as everybody's, you know, moving on to solo careers or separate projects, we all get to still work together, and I was able to contribute to Evidence's album as well as Raka's.
Yeah, and with one rap part. So this is must be one of the latest rap parts.
It's one of the latest rap parts that I've done. There's other stuff on the internet. One of my favorite ones is with a producer named 14KT from Detroit, and it's just a real quick snippet, just like, I don't even know how many bars, maybe 16 bars, of a song called 14, and that's one of my favorites right now, of the latest stuff that
Okay, so we have to check out too. Okay.
Now, Mayer Hawthorne is, of course, the old hip-hop homie from Now On, and I can't remember, 2007 probably, or 2008 when we came. I brought Now On to come to Europe and tour with me through Subotage promotion, and we basically toured throughout Europe. I was doing music from Shine Through, and he was DJing and singing background and rapping with Now On, and the same way that I was approached by Peanut Butter Wolf at Stone's Throw, I think, you know, Mayer was approached, and instead of signing as a rapper, he signed as a singer, and of course making soul music. So really, really similar and interesting.
I think it really happened accidentally, because I think nobody took notice that he was
just experimenting. We all make music and have fun on our own time, and Peanut Butter Wolf heard some of the things he was doing just for fun, just trying things out, and he liked it.
Yeah, he performed last year here too at Splash, so it was a nice gig. Okay.
Yep. So MED was also on the very first tour that I was on in Europe, and I started building my relationship with him back in 2002, and over time have done various shows and guest appearances on his records. And so, of course, now that I've always actually been singing on either an Ono or an MED track, even before I was signed to Stone's Throw, which is interesting. And so whenever, you know, they are looking for a certain type of chorus or something, I'm always there to do that for them, no matter what, between Ono and MED, Madlib, Wild Child, because of the relationship and because of the way that they help bring me into the game. You know, I'll always have their back.
Okay, and this is going to be on the upcoming album from MED, which has no release date yet.
Yeah, I mean, at Stone's Throw there's no deadlines, so you just do it, and when it's right, you put it out. So we'll see when it comes.
I saw a notice in one of the last newsletters regarding the MED project, and that they're also waiting for stuff that he should complete, and right. I don't know exactly. So then move on.
Yeah, I made this album back in '72 when I was I used to wear crazy outfits, polyester suits. Yellow was my favorite color, you know what I'm saying? I had glasses back then, real glasses, not just sunglasses. And Curtis Mayfield is, you know, the predecessor to a lot of styles. He's been sampled endlessly in hip hop, and you know, I've learned a lot from Curtis Mayfield music. I've borrowed some things from Curtis Mayfield music myself as a singer, and I actually like to listen to his stuff every once in a while, just to some beautiful songs.
Yeah, people always see some parallels from your last record to like Curtis Mayfield, Arena.
I mean, for
they
me,
always refer to
on songs like Life So Hard, I would say, is definitely a Curtis influence.
So going on.
She comes, you better watch your step.
This is
She's gone to
the relationship between Andy Warhol and the Velvet Underground and Nico was largely what influenced me to want to cover the song Femme Fatale on the album. Because when we were in the studio, I was working with the producers, and we were having different ideas of what to cover. Okay. I did some research on the song, research on the relationship between Andy Warhol and Lou Reed and Nico and Edie Sedgwick, and the story behind the song was really strong, so I felt like there was some value to covering it. Yeah.
So, and you also been a fan of this stuff. You also got records at home from them?
No, not necessarily. I mean, a lot of stuff.
Just the story from the song that you.
It's kind of, yeah. It was more like that. I watched the whole documentary about Nico, and I thought that she was the perfect femme fatale. So it just made sense to use the song. But for me, because of the album's theme related to America, I think of more like America and the Statue of Liberty being the femme fatale, with respect to how the song is placed on the album.
So
this is an album from Flying Lotus, real cool kid from L.A. And it's nice to see something new budding and growing out of L.A. that's kind of taking hip hop in another direction, making the producer the focus again. Yeah. And there's a whole movement actually going on in LA right now. Absolutely. Around Flying Lotus, yeah.
The Low End Theory, you visit all those events and stuff?
Yeah, definitely. Been there, seen it, and I'm proud of it because when I was young, there was a place that I could go to called Unity to experience hip hop, and the Low End Theory is another place where you don't have to be, of drinking age. You can be younger to get in. So it keeps hip hop fresh for young kids.
Okay. And speaking of fresh hip hop, it's the last record. So.
Yep. Oh man, I've never seen the cover yet. This is great. Koss is basically the next artist to come out of this little enclave we have, Dream Sequence, Dirty Science in L.A. He's a really good friend of Blue, and basically Blue brought him to Exile. And you know, while I was working on my solo projects and solo albums, I would have Koss over to the house to just get used to recording. Like even if I didn't have time, and I'd still let him come over and I'd record him so he could get into the habit of having, you know, how it feels to record and be comfortable with your performance, and if you want to come back and redo it, kind of thing. But I mean, he was as a lyricist and a writer, he's always well on his way ahead of before he met any of us, you know. So I always knew it'd just be a matter of time before he had his day.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thanks, Val.